Alright, YouTube, welcome back. The first video was basically just a basic, quick video of tearing down the Xbox. Super straightforward. You undo the screws, you snap some stuff, you throw it around. Especially when it's your boss's Xbox, you just toss it down like you just don't care. Anywho, alright. Once you have all those lovely pieces off, the CD drive literally lifts right out. You've got a power cable. You've got audio, video cable. And no matter how well you take care of your Xbox, it's going to get dirty. It's going to get dusty. It's an Xbox. What else can you do? You can blow compressed air in them to help blow out some of that dirt and dust. Blow compressed air through it. If you had a Rainbow, you can use the exhaust side with the, with the amount of power it has. You can actually put the inflator attachment on it and just blow your Xbox right out. But, yeah. You can do the best you can, but, it is what it is. In other words, if you have an Xbox, might as well get yourself a screwdriver set and get used to taking it apart. Because that's just basically what you're going to have to do. Okay. Now, when I got this Xbox, I was asked to repair it. And the funny thing was, is this CD drawer wasn't even in the CD drive, and how that happened, I'm not even sure. Okay, but you're probably wondering, well, how do you get the CD drive out if you don't have it powered on, or if it's stuck? Well, that's simple. If you can look right here, my big fat finger, see that little hole up there? That right there is big enough to stick a paperclip through. Now, unfortunately, I'm not the proud owner of a paperclip, but I do have plenty of copper wire laying around. Solid copper wire works just fine. So once you have that open, you're golden. And of course, you take the 4 screws off. Now, there's several downsides to the CD drive. Well, for one, it's probably the cheapest thing Xbox or basically Microsoft could have purchased at the time. But there's problems with these things not reading discs. Okay, if it's not reading discs, it's just a simple matter of taking a Q-tip and some alcohol to the laser lens right there. So just very gently clean it off with the laser. You don't go crazy on it. Just be very gentle. Yeah. So if it's not reading discs, one of two things: either you have a bad laser, or it just needs to be cleaned. I see 95% of the time you just need to clean it out. Again, it gets very dirty in there. If your CD drawer will not come open, okay, one of the causes to that is this belt right here. See that belt? Right there. Okay. All you really have to do is take it off, turn it inside out, stick it back on there. What happens is when the inside of the belt will wear down. So if you actually flip it around or turn it inside out and put it back on there, it'll work just fine. Another problem is this mechanism right here. Okay, this one right there. It's a piece of plastic that slides back and forth. I'll try to show you. See it? Okay. Yeah, I'm going back and forth there. Alright. If that gets dirty, you know, it's going to get really dusty. Make sure you use some oil to, well, for one, use a Q-tip and some alcohol to clean it out. Once you get done cleaning it out really well, yeah, once you get it nice and clean, that's when you can use some grease. Yep, use some grease or some oil to lube it up. Now, I'm using oil. Why? Because that's what I have. Okay. But you can use grease. It doesn't matter what you use. It really doesn't. People can argue on Facebook or YouTube or whatever to use a special kind of anything. It really doesn't matter. Then use a Q-tip to get the all the excess up. Because remember, you don't want to get any of this stuff on that laser. You don't even get near the laser. And be sure not to get it on that belt either. If you get any grease or oil on that belt, you're going to have an issue. In other words, you're going to have to just probably replace that belt. And be sure to clean out the CD drive as much as possible. Clean out these corners very, very well. Make sure these are clean. Make sure those are lubed up on both sides. Okay. So just make sure it's cleaned out. Make sure there's no dirt and dust, debris, dust bunnies. Make sure they're all out of there. And just grease it up nice and well. Make sure this piece that slides back and forth, make sure you probably can't see it, but make sure there's slides in there. If you look closely in there, there's some slides. You can actually see where it slides up and down. Make sure those are lubed up. This screw right here, that makes that yeah, see that right there? Make sure that you put some lube on that as well, so that way everything just moves freely. And be very mindful of that laser lens there. Don't get any oil or grease on that laser lens. Yeah, sorry, I know this part is pretty boring. I'm just doing a visual inspection, just make sure nothing's catching, make sure that make sure it's all functional before I put it back together. Um, all right, okay, all right. I think I see one of the problems with why the CD drawer is getting stuck as well. Um, I've never seen this before, but this right here actually locks the tray from opening. Okay, I didn't notice that, but that looks like somebody tried to rip it out. I'm not sure how that broke. I'm not sure if you can see it. That right there. I want to say that that's the lock that yeah, I'm almost sure that that's what, when the CD tray goes in, and that slide piece slides over and locks. All right. I'm getting all the excess oil up right now, and then I will take care of that little tab. Okay. I'm actually glad I noticed that. I've never seen that before. Let's see. Let's see if I can get a pair of pliers. Alright. It's kind of weird. Okay. Let's put it back together and see what happens. Also keep in mind if it's dirty and dusty in there, which it's going to be. I already cleaned this one out already. Just make sure you just wipe it out. Okay. No, I'm not going to do that. Before I put it back together, I'm actually going to make sure it works first. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. Now keep in mind if you're doing it the way I'm doing it, this CD drive is obviously exposed. It's open, so just be careful. Okay. Alright, I actually stopped the film for a second to ponder and think on it. And cuss a little bit, but I think I know what's going on with this one. That Birkin tab that I showed you earlier, that's the tab that keeps the CD drawer from just coming right on out. It actually, when it goes all the way in, it kind of locks. I think what's happening is it's preventing that little slide piece from disengaging all the way. Okay. Alright, let's see if there's an easy way to fix this, because it is, there it is. Probably too close, blurry. See that right there? That's kind of rough looking, so, I'm assuming that's why that, piece isn't disengaging like it should be. If I have to, I will, yeah, you can tell I don't have a graveyard of Xboxes, so I've got these on standby. Now you can't just plug any CD drive into the Xbox. It has to be a pretty close model number, because I've already tried it. I've tried to plug in several different types of CD drives to an Xbox, and kind of failed on that. But if I have to, I'll take one of these apart and just use the tray. But that's the worst case scenario, because I really don't want to do that. What I'm doing, I'm taking these, taking off some broken bits of plastic, trying to make it as smooth as possible. So I think what's happening is it's catching on these pieces of plastic and not allowing that little piece that slides back and forth to disengage. Because what happens is that piece that slides back and forth right here, in order for the CD drive to open, it has to go this direction, and then the CD drawer can open. But when it goes here and locks, it actually gets, it's getting stuck on the pieces of plastic, not allowing it to fully retract. I guess yeah, let's just call it retract. So I'm taking my wire cutters and I'm taking off some of the broken bits of plastic. Again, how this piece is broke, I don't know. There we go. How about I get in the camera view? This might be cheating, but it probably won't hurt to put a little oil on it. Let's try that. Yeah, that'll work. Let's just put oil everywhere in a CD drive. There's no way you can go wrong then, right? Alright, it's feeling pretty smooth. Yeah, because what happens is when it goes in, it will let's see. All right, let's try this again. Again, I'm going to leave the cover off of it because I just want to get it working before I put it all back together. Yeah, because it's pain in the butt removing four screws. All right. Okay. Hmm. I think it's still getting caught on that tab piece. That's definitely what the issue was on that. It's getting. Whew, that sounds horrible. That's aggravating. It's still getting caught on that. Yeah, that's what's happening. Definitely, it's getting caught on that tab piece. So, yeah, let's take the wire cutters and let's cut off some more plastic and see if we can't. Yeah, because it's just catching. It's just catching on that. And just it takes a nudge just to move it off. It's so close. That's aggravating. What? Why don't you fix it? Yep, just nudge and it'll come right out. Alright, it's close. It's close. Alright, what I've decided to do was instead of messing around with the other CD tray, I simply took out that tray and I'm going to show you how to actually take the tray out. It's very simple. And you're probably wondering, well, why don't I just put this CD drive on that board? Well, there's several reasons why. For one, I still have to clean this one out. I still need to flip that belt around. But secondly, even though these two drives belong to Xbox 360, they're actually quite different in a bunch of ways. And I'm not going to go into full detail on that, but yeah. They used in the Xbox 360s throughout the years they were making it. They used several different types of manufacturers and several different types of configurations. But anywho, uh, to take this tray off, okay, you see this tab right here. You can use your fingernail to lift the tab up, and the tray will slide out just like that, just by lifting that tab up right there, and your tray will slide out. And of course, don't get them mixed up. I'm not, because I've cleaned this one. I lubed it up. It's got some oil on it, so just keep in mind on that. So I'm going to set these off to the side. That's another repair for another day. Alright. And of course, before I even put this one on, I'm going to make sure it's clean as well. I've taken quite many Xboxes apart throughout the years, but I can tell you right now, this is the very first time I've ever had to actually replace the CD drive tray due to the tab being broken. And you can see right there, that tab is beautiful. There's nothing wrong with it. Alright. Now remember, when you put these, put the trays back on, make sure that these, that spins freely. If it doesn't spin freely, that means you're not going to get your tray back on, because it's going to make that lovely clicking noise, and you're just going to force it right on in there, and you really kind of don't want to do that. And make sure that this piece right here that slides back and forth, you see that? Make sure it's all the way to this side over here. There you go, and it should just slide all the way in, nice and neat. There you go, and it locks. Alright, good deal. The moment of truth. Alright, CD drive is installed. I've got a new used tray in there with no broken tabs. Sweet. Alright. It's repaired. It's done. It's good. Works great. Beautiful. Cut the Xbox off. Unplug the cables. you're free to put your CD drive back together. Now that it finally works. Okay. Alright. That's it. One fully cleaned, fully lubed up, and repaired CD drive.